Hello, fifth grade. Welcome to the lesson, Place Value Patterns. This is from lesson 1.1 and 1.2 in your Go Math book. Our goal for this lesson is to describe the value relationship between two numbers, patterns, and to read, write, and represent whole numbers through hundred millions in written, standard, and expanded form. Let's begin. This is the number 478,695,301. This number is made up of digits. A digit is any one of the 10 symbols from 0 to 9 that we use to write numbers. The value of each digit depends on where the digit is located in the number. For example, 7 is worth 70 million. Whoa. There are three different ways to write numbers: standard form, word form, and expanded form. Standard form looks exactly like you saw on the page before. Word form is when we write the number in words. You'll notice that there are commas that divide the number into sections. Those sections are actually called periods. Here we have Abbott, who is age 1, Moshi, who is age 10, and Grandpa Bob, who is age 100. You can tell by that face he looks free to do whatever he wants. And then we have an ancestor who is age 1000. Photographs didn't exist at that time, so we don't have a picture of that relative. You will notice that in each one of these ages, the number 1 is there, or the digit 1 is there. The value of that 1 is determined by its location in the number. In the number 10, the 1 is worth 10. In the number 100, the 1 is worth 100. And in the number 1000, the 1 is worth 1000. That's what we mean when we say that a number has place value. This is the thousands place, and the value of the 1000 or of the 1 in that place is 1000. Now let's describe the relationship between these numbers. The ancestor, that is 1000, is 10 times Grandpa's age, which means 1000 is 10 times 100. That also means that Grandpa Bob is 10 times Moshi's age, which is 10. So Grandpa Bob is 100, and 100 is 10 times 10. Let's look at this relationship using base 10 blocks and some sentences and questions at the bottom. Here we see a cube. The cube is 1/10 of a long. What do we mean when we say that? This long divided into equal parts. One of those parts would make 1/10. So the number 1 is 1/10 of 10. And here it is written in word form. Pay close attention to this question here. You might even want to pause the video because we're looking at a number that is 100 times 30,000. That's huge. Well, 100 times 30,000 has a trick that goes with it. Let's look at the number of zeros in these numbers. 100 has 1, 2. 30,000 has 1, 2, 3, 4. We can place all of those zeros on the other side. because they're going to hold the place. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we know that 1 times 3 is 3. What is the number? Well, let's count the digits. 1, 2, 3. There should be a comma here because this is the ones period. 1, 2, 3. There should be a comma here because this is the thousands period. What is 100 times 30,000? It is 3 million. You may pause the video and look at the other questions or rewind to hear this again. Let's do this with some problem solving. One rainy Sunday, and I've got to use cubes, Eric and his little sister Riley decided to sell ponchos on iDrive. They estimated that 482,895,111 raindrops fell on them in the 3 hours they were outside. What is the place value of each 8 digit, and how do their values compare? I circle the important numbers. I underline what I'm being asked to do, and I'm going to go back and number it numbers 1 and 2 because there are 2 things I need to do. I'm going to go back and box the math words. I need to compare values, and I need to know the value of 8 digits. Now I'm going to evaluate my strategy. I am going to pay attention to the 2 8s, and I'm going to use strategy writing. So the 8 in that number, the first one, represents 80 million. And the second number represents 800,000. Wow. And I'm going to count the zeros to determine the relationship between these 2 numbers. The first number has 7 zeros, and the second number has 5. What's the difference between the number of zeros? 2. So I know that the difference is 100. 800,000 is 100 times, or 80 million is 100 times 800,000. Let's write that. 100 times 800,000 equals 80 million. What is the relationship? I can rewrite that as 80 million is 100 times 800,000. Let's do another one. Felipe told Santiago he would sell him a yacht for $15 million. Wow. When his parents found out, they were furious. They felt the yacht was too old for him to charge his brother 10 times the original cost. Well, what was the original cost of Felipe's yacht? We want to know the original cost. I've circled, underlined, box. Now I'm going to evaluate and I'm going to solve. Well, 15 million is always means the equal sign, 10 times a number. I wonder what that number might be. Let's find out. If 15 million is 10 times a number, that also means that 10 times a number is 15 million. It also means I'm trying to figure out what is 1/10 of 15 million. Well, how many zeros are in 10? Just one. So 10 times what equals 15 million? I'll tell you. To figure out the number, I am going to record or get rid of one of the zeros when I rewrite it. So I'm going to write 1, all the digits, 1, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Because I'm looking for 1/10 of 15 million, so I'm not going to use this 0. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, from right to left, I'm going to count the ones, the tens, the hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000, and then I'm going to put a comma here. What is 1/10 of 15 million? It is 1,500,000. That is the correct answer. Now it's your turn to pause the video. Pause the video and solve this problem using Square. If you're up for a challenge, you can try this one as well. At the end, which is whenever you're ready, look at the scale for your lesson. Was your practice problem wrong and you don't understand why? Was the practice problem wrong and you do know why? Was your practice problem correct and you were able to prove it by showing your work? Or did you skip all of this and create a real world problem? Let's go back and I'll give you the answers and you can check your location on the scale. Here is the answer to the first one that you did by yourself. Felipe's cousin didn't remember place value. The value of the 1 is 10 million, not 100. The value of the 5 is 5 million, not 50. The answer to the next one, we're unable to solve this question because we actually don't know the distance of Grace's desk from Amelia's desk in the actual studio. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.